What is the big secret about the fiscal cliff? Senator Jeff Sessions blasting President Obama and congressional leaders for holding secret talks. So what does he mean by secret? Senator Sessions is a ranking member of the Budget Committee. He joins us. So what do you mean by secret?
Well, these talks are going on. Apparently somebody leaked part of what's been going on. It has some sort of outline from the White House that seems to be unacceptable to the Republicans. But why don't we see the whole plan? Why doesn't the American people know what it is the president would like to see as the final idea for America's financial future?
Well, the interesting thing about it is that, in some ways, sometimes, you want to have a secret means you can speak candidly. But the problem is that, as you've noted, is that we've had so many secret meetings. We had the super committee, we had the Gang of Six, the Gang of Eight. We've got the committees now. And the problem is that I might be for these secret discussions about the fiscal cliff if any one of them had worked. But we have now a history replete with failure. So I actually am now on your, I agree with you, we should be out in the open.
First of all, these secret talks violate the principle of American government. They would be open. Every city, county, school board has open meeting laws. You're not supposed to be meeting in secret. But secondly, the argument has been, just like you said, it's the only way to get things done.
Well,
but we've gone 2 years and nothing's gotten done. So it hadn't even worked practically, and it certainly is contrary to good public policy.
Why do we continue to accept failure? I mean, don't the people who are working on this, haven't they come to the conclusion, we've been talking about this for 18 months, and we've had all these little secret talks at the Blair House, the White House, the committees, the Gang of Six, the Gang of Eight, the super committee. It's not worked, so maybe we ought to try something new, like doing it out in the open?
Well, we've committed to this process a long time. Harry Reid refused to bring up a budget. You and I have talked about that before. Why did he do so? Because he did not want a public discussion and did not want to publicly lay out a firm plan for how to fix our future. And it left us having to try to desperately, at dramatic deadlines, try to reach an agreement with a few people in meetings negotiating. That's really not what the American democracy is about.
It's sort of interesting looking at this Democratic presidency with the last one, Bill Clinton. President Obama almost on all this outsources this to other people. Outsources it to committees, to aides, to senators, to congressmen. He outsources everything. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty. Bill Clinton was in there slugging it out at every single, and we started the show with a clip from Newt Gingrich in which he said he spent 35 days face to face. Why doesn't President Clinton really dig into this? Why doesn't he get involved? This is his job.
That's a good insight, really. It is sort of an outsourcing. I mean, why do you run for the office if you don't want to be involved in directly and engaged in the big issue of our time? The big issue of our time, dwarfing all others, is our unsustainable financial course. And that's what we need to deal with. The American people need to be engaged in it, and it's not happening.
Well, he wants to come in for the applause, but he won't do the heavy lifting, the ugly stuff, putting people in a room.
I think you're correct in that observation. And we've not made any progress either. And so what we get is a hubris after this big election win, 2% maybe, 2 or 3% election win. So they've got a lot of confidence, and they're shoving the numbers even further than they were just a few months ago. And I think it endangers our need to reach an accord so that we can avoid some of the big tax increases of this fiscal cliff, keep our country on a sound path.
What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. I can't see it ending well for those of us who believe in a frugal government, a focus on waste, fraud, and abuse, because the president during the campaign was talking about $800 billion in new tax increases. Now it's twice that, 1.6, and they're talking about new spending programs, not using this tax revenue to pay down debts.
Well,
so this is pretty wide disagreement.
In the beginning, in the first one, the $800 billion in increased tax revenues, which is $80 billion a year, we could go to the GAO study. We could find $80 billion each year of waste that no one in his right mind wants to pay for that would easily meet that revenue demand. No one looks for waste. It's bizarre. We got money there that we could at least, we should at least figure out what we really need.
I couldn't agree more, and I really believe deeply that every cabinet member needs to be a manager. And there's so much good that could be done with strong leaders in these cabinet departments and sub-cabinet departments and sub-cabinet departments to save money, be more efficient, be more productive for the American people before asking send more money. So that's what we hear from Washington. Well, we've gotten ourselves in this big debt problem, American people, send more money, and not deal with the hard things that congressional oversight. We don't do a good job of that. Tom Coburn is great at it. Very few are. And this is the kind of thing we need to do more of.
Senator, always nice to see you, sir.
Thank you.